So now we're going to put our carrier on. We've put our bearing in the bottom. We've put our gas strut on the car ready. Now, the trick with these is we're going to go on and not let the stopper engage so that we can come right around here. Can then go to wherever we want to make this gas strut go on. Then using the leverage of this, we're going to come round and then get the stopper. So now the stopper's engaged. If you don't do that, because this is now under tension, you'll never get them on later. So from there, we're going to put our top bearing in. Line up your hole in the castle nut. So just firm, doesn't have to be crazy tight, but obviously a little bit of tension. You can use a large socket. Well, you can't hit this directly on here because you'll dent it, but a large socket normally over the top. Obviously we've got a tool for it. Done. Now we're going to fit our latch. So we've got our M10 button heads. I'm going to have them sitting in through the slots. You can go from the underneath or from the top. It's up to you. It's a little awkward from the top. Alright, so now we're going to align the latch. It's easy if you get a friend to help you. You want that to be nice and central and to that end. These will hold it like that. And you can come up from the back. Alright, so now that they're all done up tight, as I say, that's nice and central. The weld is all in the end there. Obviously tight. If they don't have a real good over center, you can put anything, an extension of screwdriver in here and just pull that out just a tiny bit, because sometimes when they've been shut in the packet without actually being over a latch, they will flatten out. It gives you that, the more that has a slight curve in it, the tighter the over center. So we want them to actually have that real good like that. Now that our jerry box is on, we're going to wire the number plate. Just recapping what we said before, we've wired all the lights to the middle and we've hooked them into our trailer plug, so that's finished now. We normally would have done that on the bench. This car, because it had trailer brakes, we had to do it in a little bit of a different order. As far as this goes, there is a, when you put the bumper back on, there's conveniently a hole for a grommet from the old parking sensor. It's going to come out through there once we put the bumper back on. Then this is going to run underneath, which we'll zip tie to the ball, and then it's going to come up through this. There's a hole in the bottom, and then it's got spots for little tiny zip ties. So we're going to zip tie him like that, and up to our number plate light, which we're going to obviously, you can put a terminal on it, solder it, whatever floats your boat. So now that we're finished, that's how it'll all be. We've terminated it, we've zip tied it, insulated it, everything's fitted, and again, around this side, you just do it, doesn't have to be tight, a zip tie to the ball, it just stops the wire getting pinched in here. So, a couple of very critical things just to touch on. Number plate bolts, they're a button head, so they come from the inside out. If you put them backwards, when you put your jerry in, you're going to have a nice nut-shaped slot in your jerry can box. So they go that way. Same as your pop rivets, when you put your light on, they're going to go from the inside out. So everything on the inside is smooth. You're not going to have any sharpie bits. Don't stress about the wire being there, because the radius of any jerry can won't be where that is. So you'll find, even though you panic that's going to shear that off, it won't actually touch it. So the radius will be like that and it'll be fine. As I say, the most critical ones are number plate bolts. They must be in this way. Right. One of the very last things is putting your wheel on. Now, it is very critical that the wheel touches the upright. We like to have a little bit of crush. So how we set it up, get your ruler, eye it through. You can use a straight edge if you want, so that's 180. So that would mean we want here to be 170. Better to have too much than not enough, because the tyre's just going to squish. It's not going to hurt the tyre. But what it does, it stops this trying to rattle over time and undo these 2 bolts. Once that's done, we're going to tighten them up. Man tight.